Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for the Young Boys vs Manchester United preview. Manchester United's Champions League campaign starts here. Champions League Varane, Cristiano Ronaldo are in the squad. Manchester United are in Switzerland, and United take on Young Boys of Bern in their first game in the Champions League. It's the first kickoff as well. Well, it's two games kicking off in the early kickoffs, 5:30 UK time on Tuesday, and Manchester United are one of those. Young Boys of Bern versus Manchester United in a Champions League. Football is back. Cannot wait to see this one. Cannot wait for Champions League football. Obviously can't wait to hear the Champions League music at Old Trafford again. And it's going to be made even more special by the fact that we've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Raphael Varane in our squad. And let's not forget Edinson Cavani, because did Cavani play Champions League for us? He did play a few games because it was all about him playing against PSG and stuff, wasn't it? But now we get to obviously see them all together in the Man United squad. So huge game coming up for the Reds. Important that we get off with a win. And we'll be discussing all of the pre-match thoughts. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference quotes, my predicted 11, your predicted 11s, predicted scores, all that good stuff. We've already got MD Ibs in the comments saying he's seen a 5-0 win. And we got my mate Charlie Warwork as well saying up the boys with the super chat. Shout out Charlie. Hope Charlie's doing really well at the moment. If that's not Charlie, it's a red. It's a different Charlie. Then there you go. But Charlie Warwork, thank you for your super chat. And if it is Charlie, our mate, I hope you're doing well. I hope your dad's doing well. And hopefully see you guys soon at a game. But yeah, we're here to do the preview for the game. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is at his press conference today. So we'll bring up some of his quotes from the press conference. We saw the squad that travelled out for the game. It did not feature Edinson Cavani. Edinson Cavani was left out of that squad. Obviously, he has an injury, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did update us on that injury as well. He hopefully can call upon Edinson Cavani soon, but he said he had a slight strain during the international week after the in-house game that we played. I think it was against Stoke. He's hopefully going to be back with us soon. He's working hard to get back. Cavani has not travelled with the group to Bern for our Champions League group game against Young Boys. So it's come too soon for Edinson Cavani, who has not travelled with the squad. The travelling squad is David De Gea, Tom Heaton and Matej Kovar, who are the three goalkeepers. Then you've got Eric Bailly, Diogo Dalot, Lindelof Shaw, Maguire, Varane and Wan-Bissaka as well. Then you got Fernandes, Fred, Lingard, Mata, Matic, Pogba, Sancho and Van der Beek. So McTominay not travelling with the squad despite a return to training. Elanga, Greenwood, Martial and Cristiano Ronaldo complete the squad, and that's the front line. We're still missing Edinson Cavani. We're still missing Marcus Rashford. We're still missing Scott McTominay, like I said before, and we're still missing Dean Henderson. So some key players in Manchester United squad are out of this one, which is pretty incredible, isn't it? Because we've still got a fantastic squad when you look at that there, but Manchester United have some key players out. So it shows you the squad depth that we now have, and whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will use that in this game remains to be seen. Obviously, he's been speaking about these kind of things in the press conference, and he's saying, let me find the news on the team news. Let me see. He was obviously talking about Pogba's press conference assists. He's on 7 assists at the moment in the Premier League season. The record's 20. And when he was talking about that, he said Paul's come back in good shape. He's worked really hard over the summer. He's come back lean and fit. But what's an assist? A square pass to Bruno, and Bruno hits the top corner. Or when Paul Pogba plays a great pass through and Mason runs past the defender. Paul's always been a top passer of the ball. We know that. He's one of the best passers in European football. He's probably not got the assists from his best passes this season. So I don't count assists at all. It's a social media thing for you, the media. Paul's played well, that's for sure. I would give Anthony Martial an assist for Jesse's goal against Newcastle. The way he leaves the ball, like York and Cole. There are just so many more important stats in football. So it's great to hear him give an under fire, lacking confidence, Anthony Martial a little bit of confidence with what he said there. But I get what he's saying as well, because whilst it'd be great, and I want Paul Pogba to break the record and get 20 plus assists, you can play a pass that isn't the assist and it's made the goal. Do you know what I mean? Not always is the assist the key pass to a goal. And that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is saying, is that he doesn't judge Paul Pogba and his passing ability by the stats that he produces, because he knows, as he said here, Paul Pogba's always been a top passer of the football. He's one of the best in European football. So I kind of get where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is coming from with that comment. Anish says Donny must start. All Sports says Lingard's going to start with a question mark. Ross says hopefully it's going to be 3-0. MUFC says it's going to be 5-1. Sod it. And yeah, we got loads of predictions. I'll read more of your predictions out later on as we're going on through the show. Now, obviously, as we were saying, Ollie was talking about the team ahead of this game and like saying whether he's going to make any changes, whether he's going to make wholesale changes, whether he's going to, make 6-7 changes for this game, because quite frankly, we probably could. With the squad that we've got, we probably could make wholesale changes for this game. But it's very early in the season. You need your key players to get fitness and get more match fitness. And this is a perfect game to do that. And if you were to tell someone like Cristiano Ronaldo or Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes that, hey, you're getting left out of this game against young boys in the opening Champions League game, they'd be massively disappointed. Now, obviously, disappointment doesn't pick the team. But nevertheless, it's the first Champions League game. So I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is actually going to ring that many changes. But previously, he has spoken about Donny van der Beek, and he has mentioned and earmarked this game as a possible game where we get to see more of Donny van der Beek. And Donny van der Beek came off the bench again against Newcastle. He was involved in that one. And like someone has commented in this video, or on this video, I think Donny van der Beek is going to start this game. And I think that means one of Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes gets rested. I don't think that would be being dropped. But I do think one of those gets rested. Or potentially Paul Pogba goes out on the left. But I don't think that happens, because I think Anthony Martial gets a game in this game. Because played well for France, scored a goal. Probably had a better performance in the game for France where he didn't score a goal. Linked up really well with Benzema and Griezmann. Looked really well in that game, with his link-up play. Comes off the bench against Newcastle. He's involved in one of the goals. Looks good. Did okay off the bench against Wolves. I'm not going to say great. He just looked tidy. So this is a chance. Young boys away. A game, possibly the whipping boys of the group. And a game that we should be winning. You play Anthony Martial and you probably still get a decent result. And it's a chance for him to prove himself. So I think we do see Anthony Martial on the left. I think we do see Donny van der Beek come into the team. And I think those are two changes that we could potentially see. But outside of that, I don't think we will see many changes to the squad. Maybe Nemanja Matic isn't going to start because he can't play 2 games in quick succession. But I do think that's a possibility. All Sports says Martial from the left, Ronaldo up front, Sancho on the right. Blue 6 says I would like to see Diogo Dalot. Tyler says Ronaldo will win Golden Boot. Pogba will smash the assist record. 21 is coming. We know 21 is coming. Wan-Bissaka to get a rest. Now, I did consider potentially resting Wan-Bissaka when I looked at it for my team. Actually, let's bring up my 11, seeing as we are discussing that right now. And this was the 11 that I went with. Because I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will go strong. As you can see, I didn't put Diogo Dalot in there in the end. I've put Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Varane and Shaw and Maguire. And the reason I've done that is because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want Wan-Bissaka and Varane to build a strong relationship. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want Maguire and Varane to build a strong relationship. De Gea, Maguire and Varane to build strong relationships. Obviously, Maguire and Shaw already have a strong relationship. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want that to flourish and want that to blossom and want that to develop. So he's going to try and play them together and get as many games on the spin as possible, I think. Unless there's an injury or a little bit of a concern from Varane or Cristiano Ronaldo, I do think they'll both start this game. And I think it's important to try and get that continuity. You've also got the fact that Manchester United play West Ham next week in a game in the Carabao Cup. Now, West Ham is still a difficult game. Obviously, we played them this week in the Premier League. But I think in that game, that's where we'll see Lindelof play. That's where we'll see Delo play. That's where we'll see Dean Henderson, maybe Tellez play. Eric Bailly will get a game. Maybe we'll get to see McTominay get a little bit of a fitness game. Cavani will probably start that game because he'll hopefully be back by then. Ronaldo will get a rest. Varane will get a rest. I think Ole will use that game against West Ham in the Cup to be the one where he experiments a little bit, gives people game time and all that kind of stuff. But I think in this game, we'll rest one or two and we'll play a strong team. And I do think Bruno or Pogba will be left out for Donny van der Beek because he has suggested that before. So I've gone with David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Van der Beek. But that could easily be Fred, Van der Beek, Bruno. Matic, Van der Beek, Bruno. Pogba, Fred, Bruno, maybe, but I think Van der Beek will start. Cavani's not travelled, so Cavani will not be involved in this game. He picked up a knock in the behind closed doors friendly against Stoke. And then I've gone with a front three of Martial, Ronaldo and Jadon Sancho. You could potentially see Greenwood be involved, but Ollie's mentioned he's gonna take his time with Mason Greenwood. Maybe Greenwood comes off the bench for Sancho or Ronaldo. But I've gone with Martial, Ronaldo and Jadon Sancho just to see how they get on. And obviously give Martial a chance to prove himself. Cavani has not travelled. McTominay has not travelled either for Manchester United. Obviously no Marcus Rashford, who's a long-term absentee for United. Disciple of Ollie thinks Tellez, Delo, Van der Beek, Matic, Lindelof and Martial all start. Obviously said Cavani as well, but they didn't realise Cavani was out at that point. Charlie says, didn't think about the Golden Boot opportunity. It feels like ages since we've had someone in the mix in the Champions League. Yes, and Cristiano Ronaldo will be wanting that Golden Boot. I today recorded a video. I got Boovy and Rory involved in that video as well. And we did some Champions League predictions, including top goal scorers. And that will be up very, very soon. So make sure you're keeping it locked by hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting, sharing. Subscribe to Rory and Boovy's channels as well. And thank you very much to those guys for getting involved on my video. As I said, that's my 11. I do think Bruno or Pogba will be rested. Feel free to pick either of them in this 11. But in my 11, I put Pogba there. Could easily have been Bruno. I did experiment with the two. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. All Sports says Matic won't start for sure, and I agree with that. MD says Lingard is proving his worth. Think he's a dark horse. I do think Lingard will play a lot more football than many expect him to this season. Probably come off the bench again, although this could be a game where you start him. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie started him against West Ham, not only in the Cup but in the league as well. Thank you very much, Manny. I appreciate the nice comment. Kilbo Baggins says Lingard's finish at the weekend was sublime. It was a great move, wasn't it? And it was a fantastic finish. I can't pick an 11 because anyone could play in it. It's such a headache, says Ross. And that's the beauty of this at the moment. And it's the tasks that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has at hand in terms of this season. Who does he play? When does he rest players? When does he rotate? Who comes in? It'll be an interesting season ahead, and Ollie has to get that balance right. Miles says Lindelof, Fred, Martial, Lingard and Donny come in. I do think if Delo starts, then Varane starts, though. That's a good point. Ronaldo could have the Golden Boot done by the group stage, says Adam. Can I pick a 13? It's easier, says MUFC. And why is Sancho starting any game over Sancho? Says Crazy. Damn right, you're crazy. I don't know what that means. Unless you meant Lingard. I think we could see McTominay coming back for this game, as I think Ollie is going to play him at 6. Said ZK. He has not travelled. Edinson Cavani and Scott McTominay have not travelled for this one. I think Ollie won't ring many changes, but I do think he'll give an opportunity to rest maybe Pogba or Bruno for this one. Maybe Greenwood will get a rest as well. Someone else that played in all of the opening Premier League games. But this is my 11 for this one. Cam's in the comments. How you doing, Cam? Hope you're doing well, bro. Alan saying, Sue. Sancho played great against Newcastle. Really want to see him flourish with a few goals and assists, says Ibs. Taisha says, Ollie will start Lingard against West Ham just to say, here's what you could have won. Yeah, that would be typical. And he'll probably score against them as well. Ridgel says, do you believe we can win the Premier League and the Champions League this season? Have no doubt that we can challenge. Who would have thought that Chelsea would have won it last season? Won the Champions League, you know. Obviously, Tuchel's a great coach and they invested a lot of money, but there was a certain stage there where you wouldn't have expected it. And when you sign someone like Varane, Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo to a team that finished second last season, you should be expecting to challenge at the very least. So, yes, I do expect us to challenge. Whether we win it or not remains to be seen. Samuel says that he would start Diogo Dalot at right back. And again, I toyed with the idea, but I think Ollie will want to see this unit play together a few more times before he rests anybody. And I think we'll see him play here. And I think we'll see him play at the weekend against West Ham. Then I think we'll see Lindelof, Bailly, Telles and Dalot come in for the game against West Ham in the Cup. That's how I feel it will go down. I could be wrong. Miles think Pogba will get the assist record this season. Martial goal, hopefully. Come on, says Fabrizio. Yes, come on, Toto. Get a goal, for God's sake. Please. It's getting hard out here. We need a goal from Anthony Martial. I do think there'll be a few goals for Man United tomorrow. I'm going for... a 3-0 win to the Reds. That's what I'm going for. A 3-0 win for the Reds. I think Ronaldo will score. I think Sancho will get his first goal. And I think Martial will score for Man United again, which will be nice, wouldn't it? Same front three as Newcastle. And then Lindelof comes in for Varane. Pogba plays as well, says David. Charlie says, am I still a Tony fan? I am still a Tony fan. We are hanging in there. Disciple of Ollie thinks it's going to be 3-0. All Sport says they really love Piss Take tonight. Make sure you go and check that out after we are done here. Also got a new podcast out up today with Rory. McKola and Rory podcast is out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. You can find it there. Prince says thoughts on Elanga. I think he's a fantastic talent and I think he could be one for the future. Hopefully he's someone that gets a game against West Ham or at least comes off the bench in that one. Ivy says 3-0 minimum. Kilbo Baggins says I think he could get Messi 6-0. PG says 3-1. MD says 5-0. Clean sheet for David De Gea. I'm going for a 3-0 win to Manchester United. Let us know what you guys are thinking of in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. But until next time, I'm going to get out of here for now. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Come on, United. Please get a win. We'll have reaction up tomorrow, so make sure you're there for that as well. I'll get the live stream set up and all that stuff so you can tune in to the reaction show. But until then, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.